Now let's go to work on this little flap page. And on the cover, I don't want to do too much to cover up these beautiful sunflowers. They're so beautiful. So I created a little mini trifold folio. This is made with a 7 3/4 by 4-inch piece of 65-pound craft cardstock. And on the cover, I put one of our little images from the 8x8. And then we're going to create a magnetic flap closure here. Oh yeah, and then I scored this at, sorry, getting ahead of myself. Scored this at 2 5/8 and 5, right about 5 1/4. Actually, what I did was I just scored where this image was and then folded and scored again. But it's just about, you've seen me do this before. Yeah, it's 2 5/8, and then I scored from the 2 5/8, I went another 2 5/8. So just do that. And then you have this little piece left on the end, which ends up being 2 3/8 inches by 4. So I put my magnet down and matched up my magnet on the facing page. And then I cut a little scrap of my designer paper from my scrap pile. And this is going to go right here. Oops, only the other way so that the border is on the outside. There we go. All right, and on the back side of this, I just pieced together some scraps. We're going to little pieces, these little cream pieces for journaling, hidden journaling. These are 2.5 by 3 7/8. And you can see here's my other magnet here. And it would be fun to put a poem, lines from a poem about sunflowers, or, you know, a song, I don't know. But it's always fun to have a little journaling spot. So then this folds in like this folds like this, and then we're going to put our adhesive on the back. And I want to put this right down here near the border. So you get this illusion of big sunflower, and it moves off into the little sunflowers. So that's really cool. So our flap page opens out, and on this short side from the cards, there's this wonderful bookmark. And I took a piece of our border paper. This was just another scrap on my table. This is 4.5 by 2, and I scored a 1-inch flap on each side. And we're gonna put our adhesive down. We're gonna peel the sticky tape off of our magnet, and we want to line this up. I'm just going to show you so that this flap goes over that magnet, and then our bookmark will just slide right in like this. So there's that. And then over here, I think I'm just going to put down a photo mat, or yeah, just a photo mat to cover it up out of the cream or craft cardstock. Let's see, we can actually go, so we could go 4 by 6. Let's take this little border piece. Put it along the top. Trim the sides. We can remove our score tape. Just center this up right here. We can't go anything too thick right here. Our book is about as thick as we want it to get. So there's that, all done. And you can add a little fussy cut or something down here to dress it up. But that's the basics of the inside. And of course you can decorate yours according to what pleases you. That's always the fun part. We're going to make a sweet set of note cards. These are so simple and fast, but this just makes us really feel like a gift. We're going to make 4 A4 note cards. These are just simple note cards. So the first thing you're going to do is take 2 sheets of 65-pound craft paper and cut them to measure 8.5 by 5.5. And then you're going to score them in half at 4 1/4. And these are going to make your 4 note card bases. Then the next thing you're going to do is, this color is Faded Brick. This is a really beautiful cardstock, and I'll try to link to it in the description box. And I've cut this to measure 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. So this is going to be the matte. And it just warms this up and makes it beautiful. Then from one sheet of your 12 by 12, this is the first page in the 12 by 12 booklet. These are 3 7/8 by 5 1/8, just about. And these are going to mat on here. And I cut 6 of these out of one sheet of 12 by 12. And then I had to go into my 8 by 8 and I cut out the last one, which I can't remember which one that was. I think maybe it's this one. So this one's from the 8 by 8. These 3 are from the 12 by 12. And then the back side of that same paper, I cut for the inside of our note cards. I was able to get these 3 7/8 by 5 1/8, and these are going to line the inside. And then the area to write your note is just lightweight, beautiful, soft cardstock. This is 4 by 5 1/4. And I found in my stash these craft envelopes, which will dress up a little bit. That's going to be fun. But the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my sewing machine and I'm going to stitch these panels onto my Faded Brick mat. And that's I debated about this. I went back and forth. This paper is so gorgeous. You do not have to do anything else. In fact, you really don't even have to do the stitching, except I think it's going to give it a really nice finished look. So I'm going to go do that, and then I'll be back and we'll finish this out. All right, friends, so you can see I stitched around the perimeter of our designer paper, and then I found these little scraps of canvas and I cut a little banner flag on the base. These are about 1 inch wide. And these little sunflower charms I just stitched right through. So these are ready, except for I want to add a few little sentiments on here because we need to balance this corner with this corner. So I'm going to take this one. These are Tim Holtz. These are ancient. I've had them forever. I think you can still get these. I think he called them Chit Chat or something. But you can, if you look online, you can still find these. I've got dark ones and I've got light ones. And I just want to balance this out a little bit. Do you see? To me, that just looks more balanced with that sticker. Straight is always good though. All right, so that takes care of that. And we'll put those on the front after we do the inside. It's just a little bit easier to do it this way. So bring in your card bases, and basically you're going to put your patterned paper on the left and your blank paper on the right, and that's all you're going to do to finish those out. All right, friends, so here they are all finished on their bases, and on the inside I just used Annette Green's little Be Happy stamp in the corner with tea-dyed Distress Oxide ink. You can actually use Distress Oxide ink with clear acrylic stamps, and you get a pretty good impression. So here they are all finished. That's these, and now I want to show you what I want to do with the envelopes. All right, friends, we're just about finished. I just want to show you how to make these pretty decorative envelopes. Hope you can pick up that copper embossing. This really beautiful. I'm using Heartfelt Creations Rustic Sunflower Bucket, and I'm using this stamp right here. So I've got my envelope. Make sure the flap is on the top. I come in with my little embossing buddy. This just ensures that your ink only sticks to the image, not to the paper. You know, static is a real thing. This is Versamark ink pad. I'm applying ink liberally to my stamp. Now I'm going to position it. This is my little Fiskars stamping platform. I've had this for forever. And when I like where it's placed, I just press down and I apply good pressure. And it looks like nothing happened until you bring in this super fine, this is from Wow, embossing powder. And you sprinkle this over. See how clean that is because we use that embossing buddy. And always, always, this is just printer paper. You want to get your embossing powder back in the bottle and the cap back on. If I had $1 for every time I've spilled accidentally and then spent an hour cleaning it up, I'd be wealthy. And then we're just going to heat emboss this and watch the magic. There we go, all finished. So pretty. So these go with our little note cards. You can pick the note card you like the best to be on the top. It's hard to pick, they're all so beautiful. But this is the one I like the best. Oh yeah, and then the little finishing touch. I've got this little border strip that I cut. This is the inside front cover art, and it's about 1 inch wide, but I split it down the middle sort of to make this sweet little border to go on the bottom of our envelope, like that. I'm going to come in with a little brown sugar baker's twine. This is one of my favorite colors. And we're just going to bundle these together and tie a little bow. Bring in our folio. Open up to this box pocket and look at this. They fit in just as nice as you please. And look how pretty that is. This is such a fun, I love this. This is so beautiful. Our cute little envelopes back here. Our little mini trifold And then our flap page with a place to put a photo and our bookmark. This is really sweet, y'all. I'll probably dress up this pocket with some goodies and probably put a little something on our buckle, but everything has to be kept flat at this point or the album will not close. Just an FYI. So that's it for today. I will be back tomorrow and we will finish the cover art and then we'll be done with this how to make a trifold folio from scratch. Thanks for joining me, friends. Kathy Clement, Kathy by Design. Go get your craft on. Bye.